Welcome back. Um, Appreciate you tuning in for another episode of Talking with Trav. Today, I got a request in from my man Laws from the other side of sports. Kind of asking about some of the real issues that veterans deal with. The average people don't really know about. For me, I think, especially dealing with the transition, maybe the anxiety or, the stress is up a little bit because you're getting out and, depending on how long you've been in, that's kind of what you've grown accustomed to. So going back to the civilian world can be, a big transition in your life because it is a whole lifestyle change, from being used to waking up at either, 4:35 in the morning, whatever it varies, depending on the unit where you are, which shift you work. But, that can really be a big transition because, we get accustomed to, our sense of humor or the way we talk and do things to going back to learning how to speak with, what we consider normal people and civilians who don't always understand. And, especially, I'm sure all branches are like this, but the Marine Corps, we have a lot of acronyms, so we talk with abbreviations and acronyms, and, everybody's not going to know what that means. We definitely call stuff different than, everybody else does. So, that's some of the things, but, really too, a lot of veterans, even if it's not necessarily like PTSD and stuff like that, kind of deal with depression and stuff like that, especially not even, only combat deployments, but, there's also like humanitarian assistance, disaster relief for like hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, those type of things where you have to go out and you help other countries, not only allied countries all the time, but, just helping other countries either provide aid or food, water, kind of clearing up debris, helping host nations kind of, somewhat rebuild, in that initial first step. That can be tough too because, if you're someone that never really experienced death or something like that and you go out there and it's like a mass graveyard sometimes. That could be something that can be troublesome on your heart and your mind, especially, if you're young at a young age, because, the reality is a lot of these, kids 17, 18 years old are joining the military and, all they know is school and living at home with their mom. They haven't really experienced real life. Some of them never had a job before, so that whole sense of responsibility they're learning there in the military. So, one thing too is, they get a little bit of freedom, so, and stuff like that. So it's kind of a eye-opener for them. Really, just kind of, stick more or less with the veterans. I think, if you're thinking like, well, how do you kind of talk to them about it and stuff like that? Really the biggest way kind of, I think with most things, is kind of letting someone know that you're there and you're available while giving them their space. You know what I mean? You could call, kind of check them, just kind of, without being like, hey, how are you? Like, are you, down or whatever, just kind of make casual conversation about different things to kind of take their mind off of stuff, Right now, I know the NBA playoffs is going on, round one is officially over. We're all in the round two now, so, maybe especially if they're a sports guy, like myself, you may give them a call and say, hey, what's up, man? Did you catch the game? Or you watching the game tonight? Or maybe like, hey, you trying to go to B-Dubs? Or, whatever, like, invite them over, something like that, to a game, or, something like that. Just to kind of get their mind off it, especially if it's someone that kind of deals with stuff, especially, one thing you won't really see is if they're a veteran or someone that served, then, a lot of times you won't catch them really talking about it. If you're a civilian and stuff, and they'll take that personal, like, oh my gosh, this and that, especially, if you're a spouse or a girlfriend or y'all are really close friends and they come back and they're different. It's those type of things change you, in many type of ways. So, sometimes it's just like where, they know or they feel, you can't relate in that aspect, so they're not going to talk to you about those things. You know what I mean? But you can't take that personal, just understand and kind of, when they do open up, try not to ask too many questions or too personal, and, try not to like dig or, you know what I mean? Just kind of be open and listen, you know what I mean? You can give a little feedback, but You know what I mean? Try not to, just kind of feel like you're being too bombarded with questions and different stuff like that, because one, they're kind of opening up to kind of see how you feedback. So definitely do your best. Try not to like show judgment or pity, because that's the last thing they want, someone to like pity them, but definitely, just kind of letting them know you're there. Like, hey, you need anything, just let me know, I'm around and stuff like that. Especially because the suicide rate is really high, especially amongst veterans. I don't know the exact numbers, so I'm not going to throw a number out there, but definitely you can look it up for yourself. But amongst veterans and even in the military itself, but like I said, I can only speak about the Marine Corps, but especially in the Marine Corps, suicide and different things are very high. And I know some people personally that's done it. I mean, if you serve, most of the time, majority of people know somebody personally who has done it, sometimes multiple occasions. And this is somebody, you felt like, hey, you was kicking it with, you just saw them the other day, and then you look up and they're gone. And, a lot of the times, it's some self-guilt and different things where you're like, man, what did I miss? Did I've done this different, that different, you know what I mean? And I mean, a lot of times that's common. But one thing you can't do is really you can't always blame yourself, because, sometimes, there's nothing you can do. The person could be, just smiling with you. We was playing ball and we was doing different things, you know what I mean? Like that, hanging out, kicking it, and you would have never thought like you didn't act any different. And then you hear about it and it's like, wait, I just saw this fool, like, you know what I'm saying? He said I'd catch you later, like, you know what I mean? So it's just different things. Like, they don't always call and say goodbye or write letters or something like this, you could just be in the moment sometimes, and, the alcohol consumption rate, one, in the Marine Corps, but two, amongst veterans too, can be kind of high. So, who knows, what that person was dealing with, and some people get out, don't feel like they're not connected to family anymore. They don't have that family support, which may be the reason that they joined in the first place. And, just different things. Like if you, talk to them, which, it's easier for me to do because I was in and we can relate on that level, then, you definitely see kind of those different things. So, I mean, if you're a veteran watching this, you feel like you don't have support or anyone to talk to or something like that, definitely, message me. You don't have to put in the comments where everybody can see it, but, you can message me, email me, whatever, and I'm definitely available, and, depending on where you are, then, we can get you connected. I don't really like calling it a support group, but, other veterans in your area, because, like I said, we're a very small group. We're less than 1% of the population. So, we definitely are a small group, but, we definitely got to stick together no matter what branch you were in or whatever, because, it's not very many of us that can relate, and like I said, a lot of the doctors and stuff like that don't know what we go through. They just know from the science and the research and the surveys, polls, whatever they do to, kind of get their numbers and statistics. But, as far as that personal experience, that's something that only a select few of us really know. And so, we definitely got to reach out and let each other know that we're there, So, that's kind of some of those things that we deal with. Also, too, a lot of us have knee, back pain and stuff like that that we deal with. So, you'll see us a lot of times too. Like, we could be young, we could still be in our 20s or 30s, and we look like we 40, 50 years old because your knees hurt, the back get tight, and you be sitting there like, hey, I need to sit down. Feet hurt because them boots are terrible, like they flat. So, if you flat foot or your arches can collapse on you, believe it or not, carrying, anywhere from 50, 75, 100 pounds, and you hiking for miles at a time, that really does take a toll on your body, especially if you're doing it for years. So those are some of the things that we deal with too, as far as the physical pain, because I believe after you've been in a while, you're gonna have some knee and back pain. It's gonna happen. Every master gun that I know, and I should say even senior staff CO that I know at some point, running some type of knee, back pain, different stuff like that. So, those are some of the things that we deal with on a personal level. But like I said too, to kind of recap is definitely don't take it personal if you feel like this person's a little more distant than they was. It's uncomfortable stepping back in the civilian world, especially if that's all you knew, because right after high school you joined, you've been in 10, 15, 20 years. That was your whole adulthood. That's all you know about being an adult. But there's some who kind of come in later who got to witness the working force of civilian life and being an adult in the civilian world, who goes in and comes out and kind of has a little more experience and an idea of what being an adult, a civilian adult is like. So that's different too. So I definitely just say just definitely we appreciate your love and support, and sometimes they could be very angry and may not always show it, but they definitely always appreciate you being there. Never feel like you're being too annoying, even if they may say you are. At the end of the day, when they lay their head down, they appreciated your call or the fact that you even reached out. For me, if it came down to me knowing what I know now, would I do it again? Yes, I wouldn't change anything. If I had a kid, if I was going to have a kid, later in life, I wouldn't discourage him to go. I wouldn't try to push him to go. Like, hey, you need to go. Your father went. Well, I went. You need to, follow my footsteps and stuff and go be a Marine. I wouldn't do that either. Just because I know what toll it takes on your life and for the rest of your life, how it affects you. So it would definitely have to be his decision, but I'd support it if he did. If he didn't, then I'd support it too. But if I had a choice, would I tell him to go? That's a tough one, because really I think it depends on his personality. I wouldn't tell him to go right out of high school. I definitely wouldn't do that. I would definitely say wait till he's 21, 22, because then he can experience life as an adult. And he could say, okay, look, I tried the college or trade school, I tried the workforce, I tried these different things, and I'm still interested in going. Then definitely go, and different things like that. But it wouldn't be my first option for him in life. Even though like I said, I support the Marine Corps, that Eagle Globe and Anchor, 100%. Hoorah, yep, motivate. It wouldn't be my first choice for them, because obviously, when you join, what the risks are, and you 100% are, hoping that they don't have to go take that risk, but it's a chance that they will. So every day of your life that they not there with you, you're worried about them. You know what I mean? And that's something I watched with my mother. She was, always worried and stuff like that, especially when I was overseas and couldn't talk to her every day. I go a while without talking to her, you know what I mean? The mind roams and you're like, oh man, like, why haven't I heard from them, So that's definitely, worries and stuff of family members that you have. It's tough. It's tough as a family member, it's tough as a service member, or anybody that's close with that person. But some advice I would give too is, if you were to go, don't get married right away while you in, right after boot camp. Don't, wait till you're in, you're established. I would say wait till you're at least a sergeant. For real. Like, if you're gonna get married while you in, wait till you're at least a sergeant. Like, if I had a preference, I would say wait till you're staff NCO, but if you feel like you need to get married, wait till you're a sergeant. Because then you got some years under your belt, some experience, you got some life experience to make the better decisions, and then, hopefully you've been with that person while you're in, so they can kind of get a feel for you being gone and how they'll deal with it and how they'll experience it and different things like that. Because they can say, yeah, I'll be there, and stuff. That's something I'm willing to go through with you. And, young love, you always enthusiastic about the things you do for that person. But reality is, when that person's gone, they say 6 months is an issue, but it's more like 7. And then, they say, hey, we're not coming back. We're going to be out here another 6 months, and you gone a whole year. And that person's like, man, you supposed to, this and that. The divorce rate in the Marine Corps is something outrageous. Like, I don't know, what is it, like 70, 75% or something ridiculous? I know it's more than 50%. So, I mean, that's super high. But like I said, too, young people get married. They get married quick. You meet somebody and, you get married right away because it's like, oh, I'm about to leave. And, if you get stationed overseas, they want to go with you. So you hurry up and get married and you go over there and they really don't know what they're getting into because, they think they're going to go with you. But then you gone anyway when you deployed and stuff like that. So those are struggles that they deal with. At the end of the day, I say do that person a while, let that person experience you being away, and then see how, either way it'll be hard, but, as they do it, you learn of different techniques and different ways to communicate, and different things, I guess, to, make it as fun as possible, and talk as much as you can while you're away, and see how you all get through that. And, as time goes on, you'll learn of ways to make it easier and help you through it. And then you can say, okay, look, I feel like this is something I can do. Or, she says, hey, this is something I can't do. Then, you can respectfully and maturely make that decision, as far as that's what you want to do or don't want to do. So, those are some of my advices for things like that, as far as veterans or, people trying to join to go in. But definitely do your research because, the benefits are great. There's a lot of benefits, but the risks are great too. They're great risks. The risk reward to me, it depends, to me, the value of life to you personally. You know what I mean? And if you have a family and different things, that all plays a factor. So, definitely look into those things. And, if you got any more questions, like I said, you can DM me, you can drop a comment, email, Snapchat, reach out to me, and I'll definitely get back to you because I do go through and read my emails and my DMs and stuff like that. So, for now, that's all I got. Shout out, like I said, to Laws. Definitely go check out BOK Sports 980, aka The Other Side of Sports, OSS. Definitely check them out on YouTube. Just type in The Other Side of Sports. Download that app. And then check them out on iTunes and SoundCloud, BOK Sports 980. Definitely check them out. They definitely gonna give you the raw sports. They give you their real opinions. This isn't some backdoor agenda of you're supposed to take this side, you're supposed to take that side. This is really how they feel, and they definitely gonna give you real stats and real opinions. And it's funny too. If you want to laugh, definitely check them out. They give love advice, so you can. Check them out, and then you can send them emails, and if you need some advice from the love doctors. So appreciate it again. Check out Laws, Aaron, Jeff, D on BOK Sports 980, and then subscribe, hit the like button right below. So don't hesitate. Share this video. Let's help get me to 1,000 subscribers. That's my short-term goal right now. 1,000 subscribers. Get our views up. Share the content. Definitely reach out. What you want me to talk about in my next video. I know it's been a couple weeks, but I'm gonna try to get one out to you all every week. Hopefully on Mondays I'll be able to post them on Monday night so you can have them on Tuesday. Appreciate the love and support, and check out these I think I called it the NBA Finals. The playoffs, man. Check out the playoffs, round 2 of the playoffs. Pelicans playing the Warriors. You got the Raptors playing the Cavaliers. The Celtics and Philly? Philly, the 76ers. And I feel like I'm missing it. The Jazz and the Rockets. Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it's intense. It's good stuff too. And if you into hockey, man, I mean, the Las Vegas Knights, because I'm out in Vegas. The Vegas Knights, man, they playing a tough one, man. Probably one of the toughest games I've seen. You know what I mean? And definitely, excited to see how the Capitals do. Seeing how they gonna do against their foes out there in Pittsburgh. The Penguins, man, if some reason always get them. I think it's a mental barrier, kind of like with the Redskins and Cowboys. But we'll see. They were able to even the series. Let's see. I actually don't know if did they play today. I'm about to look it up real quick. Well, I think they might play tomorrow. Let's see if my phone real quick. So the Celtics beat Philly 117-101. So they went up in that. Let's see. Oh man. The Nationals beat the Pirates. Okay, yeah. So it's still tied 1-1. They play tomorrow at 4:30. Capitals and Penguins. So yeah, let's see what happened. They playing in Pittsburgh's favorite, of course, because they always beat on them. So let's see what happened, but. Hopefully your teams got your football teams got who they wanted in the draft. So we'll see the off season, kick off and the workouts and stuff like that. August need to hurry up so we can get this preseason going and get football back. Yeah. So as of right now, like I said, message me, email me for more content, and that's it. And I'll see you all next time on Talking with Trav.